You mentioned about your experience of burnout as a clinician taking care of patients. Did you experience symptoms of burnout when you were in leadership?
Well, it all goes together because I was still seeing patient and administration at the same time. So I was never full-time administrator. So I always did both.
What was
Yeah,
it?
I always did both. So when I first started the first 2 years, I was clinical only. And then when I became medical director, then I still saw patients and did administration. So I always had to do both.
Did they decrease the amount of time you had to spend with patients, or they just added on administrative roles in addition to a lot of time you're supposed to take care of patients?
It was a progression. When I first started, I had an afternoon of admin time. And then as they asked me to do more duties, I had to speak up and say, okay, I'm going to need more admin time than this. And so the time was increased to balance more.
If you hadn't spoken up, what would have happened?
That's a great question. I don't know. I believe they did recognize that I was going to need more time, but I did have to advocate for more than what was being offered.
Mm-hmm.
So as with any position that you're in, assess your time, assess what you're doing after hours, because it all matters, and speak up and advocate for yourself. Or, you do have to, be willing to say, well, I can't add that on. We can delegate that to XYZ, or I can't do it. But I mean, it does take a little bit of motivating yourself to speak up sometimes, because you want to do it and you want to get it because your patients are at stake and your clinicians that you're working for are at stake. But you still have to look at yourself and say, you are only one person and it can't all fall on you. And there has to be other people to support you in doing it.
Mm-hmm. Knowing when to say no.
Knowing when to say no is important.
Mm-hmm. That's right. So, now that you are doing your own thing, you have your direct primary care practice, it really sounds to me from this conversation that you are actually incorporating a lot of the lessons that you learned through your prior experience to hopefully prevent you from getting burnt out from this new venture.
Yes, I am. And it's still a learning experience. I feel like I'm a workaholic at nature. It is still difficult to turn the off button off for work a lot of times. And so it is a constant reminder to myself that, hey, you've done enough for today. You've done enough. I still have to have that conversation with myself and remind myself of that.
For us, by us, and just for us, this is Hope for Med.